What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? To your buddy Big Johnny G, the Two God Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. So welcome back, friends old and new, to Tabletop Takeout Tuesday. This is a series where I just basically talk about games I really like. I explain a game like I would to a friend, like you. You know, it just enough information to pique your interest and make you want to check this game out. So take my word for it. Every game on this series, if nothing else, is worth at least you listening to what I have to say about it. Today's game. Today's game is one of those games that makes you really glad you backed on Kickstarter. So I love the horror. In board games, that's hard to find. Horror, board games, it's hard to, really make it feel thematically realistic. And anyway, a lot of horror games are zombie or Lovecraft, Cthulhian based. So I've been on the lookout for a non-zombie, non-Cthulhian horror game. And there's a couple of good ones out there, like Betrayal, but there's not a lot. So when I saw this on Kickstarter, and I read about it, and I saw the video, and I saw some early preview reviews, I had a feeling this might be it. And now, there's a Tabletop Takeout Tuesday dedicated to Coma Ward. Oh, I gotta tell you about this. I'll see you down the table. Thank you so much for stopping by. So, I wanted to talk about a game that, as I said, this game from Kickstarter, Coma Ward, kicked my mental butt. Okay, so right up front, there's not going to be anything I consider any real spoilers in this. What do you mean anything you consider real spoilers? What I mean by that, what I mean by that is, I'll talk about the prelude of the game. I'll talk about the game. I'll talk about the prelude of the game. But the meat, the core of this game, is the phenomenon that gets revealed after the prologue, the prelude that you do, and that is the game. That is the game. So I'm not going to talk about that because those are 12, 13 if you were a Kickstarter backer. And also, if you got the 2 expansions with it, it could be a lot more than 12, 13, basically games that you're getting. You know, think of this as a console. Think of Coma Ward, the base game, and the prelude adventure at the beginning to set up the phenomenon. Think of that almost like the console, and each of these scenarios, these phenomenon, that's the bulk of the game. So now let me tell you about this. So off the top of my head, the feeling that I got from Coma Ward was somebody really loved Betrayal at the House on the Hill. And somebody either liked, loved, or just came across an Asmodee game or Asmodee game. I have the correction right here. Called Sanitarium, which I've played a few times here, and it's a game where you wake up in a sanitarium that's abandoned with no memory whatsoever, and there are these shadows that are haunting you and chasing you through this sanitarium that you are creating by laying tiles down. You have to find safe objects to accomplish the goal to get through the game. There's like 4 or 6 different goals, I think, in it, all depending on whether you're playing solo, you're playing cooperative, you're playing all against each other, and there's different setting modes to it, easy, hard. So there's a few different ways to play the game. So it looks like somebody knew about that game, played that game, liked it, loved it, or something about that game, and Betrayal of the House of the Hill and said, you know what? If we take both of these two games, we can create a really epic game. Something that's everything epic. I had to force in the company's name there, I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't have to, I just thought it'd be fun. But yes, this is by Everything Epic, Coma Ward, and this game was fantastic. Now, I got to tell you right now that depending on how well you play, which I only kind of mean a little bit, how well you play, the luck of the draw on the room cards and the hallucination cards that you're going to get, the whole setup to get to the phenomenon might end up in itself taking you about an hour. And the more players you have, that's going to add on to it. And that's okay, because the whole prelude of the game is actually kind of fun. You can attack each other. I mean, you could be friends with each other. You could trade stuff. If you don't like other people, you can use some of the weapons and stuff that you found. And, this game is suggested for 18 and up. I got to remember there, future Johnny, you should put that somewhere earlier, since we're already almost 5 minutes into this, it looks like. No, this is 18 and older. Some of the themes are a little mature. Not just the themes in the phenomenons, but like one of the items you can end up finding is a vial of drugs, just some liquid. You don't know what it is. You can also find a syringe as a second item. And you can use them together against things that are attacking you, against other players, on yourself. And there's a percent chance that it's going to be one thing or another. I think there's 4 different outcomes when you do that you roll the 6-sided die for, and randomly see what happens. So that part of the game can go about an hour in itself. Now the phenomenon will say, the little packets that they come in will say like 45 to 60 minutes or 60 to 90 minutes. It'll also tell you the number of players, and most of them say 2 to 6. I don't think, we haven't gone through all of them. I've only looked at a couple. Not looked at like I've gone through the box and, looked ahead at the cards or anything, but just looked at the outside of the box and seen what's, written on it. So I can't talk about phenomenons, because that's going to give away what I think is the gold in this game. So like I said, you're going around, you don't know who you are, you don't know who the other players are. All you know is you all woke up and this place is abandoned but still running, and it is insane. Creatures start appearing, you have hallucinations, or are they hallucinations? And this build up. And especially if you got a dirty player in the game who just, like T-Bone, gets that smile on his face when he learns that he doesn't have to play nice with the other players. Yeah, this game gets a little crazy. The stories are fantastic in this game. This game represents one of the reasons why I go to Kickstarter to back games. Because I would have been really upset with myself if I had to wait until this went into mass production and then I wasn't able to get certain things that you only got with the Kickstarter. And I'm glad I got this so much. There's a small handful of games that's been building up so far that this is part of the category of. But this, I think this is in the top 2. I'm not going to commit it to anything yet until I actually go over a list. But you got to play Coma Ward. Coma Ward is a game that is going to give you as close to giving you chills as I think a board game can. Honestly, I don't think a board game can scare anyone. Maybe I'm wrong. Or maybe I'm just right for me and wrong for someone else. If you're the kind of person that's gotten scared over board games before, then this might do it to you again, to tell you the truth. But if they don't scare you, but you can still appreciate the story, the thematic setting, and the feeling that it generates, you got to play Coma Ward. Yeah, this Everything Epic game earns the title as far as I'm concerned, and I can't wait to see. I haven't even gotten through a third, fifth, I guess, of everything in it, and I'm already looking forward to seeing what's the expansion is going to be like. Yeah. Anyway, that's just pure speculation. I haven't dove down that rabbit hole online to see if there's any information yet myself, but Coma Ward. If you like horror games, especially psychological horror games, if you're a little tired of zombies and Cthulhu everywhere, Coma Ward. Play this game. Get this game. Experience Coma Ward. All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you for going to Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and seeing what's going on over there with Two Gun Pixie. That's very cool of you all. Thank you so much. Speaking of going over, thank you for going over to the Zazzle store and seeing what kind of merch we got going on over there with our shirts designs, our hats, mouse pads, all cool, nerdy stuff. Most of it is gaming related to one degree or another. So thank you for checking that out. And also thank you so much for coming over to YouTube, watching our videos, liking, commenting. Thank you so much. So much. Thank you for sharing our videos. That's the best. All right, YouTube. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. And my friends, I am out of here.